Hello and good evening. I'm just a little bit early, just making sure that everything is set up. And I tested vertical mode and horizontal mode, but I think I like the horizontal mode. Yes, watching myself on my iPad. But I need it because I wanted to get everybody's comments or questions or anything that you might have for tonight's final episode 22 of Create With Me. So we'll just wait a little bit. So behind me is my studio. Yes, I'm a little early, so don't worry about it. I wish there was a intro I could put on, but we'll look into that in the future when I expand my video equipment. We'll see. So it's been 22 episodes, including tonight's, all together with Create With Me. And I was just going through the thumbnails of all 22 episodes and just seeing what we covered. And not just covered. That's not a good term. Covering, you're just covering. But what we learned, what we noticed, and what we slowed down. So thank you very much. Nice to see you here, SW9270. So what I'll do is, if anyone has any questions, I'll read your handle and say it's you asking it. And I know we'll be, don't forget, if you have an iPad, you can use speech to text. And that's what I'm doing a lot lately, and it's saving so much trouble. So I'll be looking into the little green dot at you and also glancing down at the comments. So my eyes will be back and forth. So if that's how we'll have to do this. So it's not like a Zoom. And I have some announcements to make for 2026 that include Zoom, behind the scenes more, off of YouTube and in a private group. And it's safe, it's private, and that'll be most likely, I think, a couple times a month moving forward to the new year. And less than weekly sessions on YouTube. Just give me one more minute. I'm just going to close the door to my studio. There we go. So it's so nice, and this is, I don't know, probably the first time you've seen me, other than my hands, working away at my art journal. And I remember the first time this, who is it? Jane Davies. She was always so amazing at her tutorials and her demonstrations and everything. And you always saw her hands or her chicken or something. And then the first time, after a long time, you got to see what she looked like. So it's sort of funny that way. Excuse me. So winter has set in. And when you look out this way, this is a south facing, and it finally stopped snowing. So I've been digging so much snow this year. I don't know about the rest of you, but let's say hi to a few of our viewers, our community, before we move on. So hello, SW9270, and we have Sue. We have 5 of us. That's good, considering the time. I know Eastern Standard Time in Britain, England, other places, it's a little late. So I'm definitely looking forward to having earlier get-togethers, however format we use. I still believe Zoom for gathering and talking and sharing rather than just comments on text will be so much better. Oh yeah, yeah. Sasha? Yes, there's 22. This is just my lives. So, and I can't even believe the number of videos I have. It's over 300 and something. And yeah, I've been just 1 week at a time. Yes. Yes, check out the series because, and I'm still tweaking them as well. And I have a special one coming up for the new year. So more about that at the end of this episode 22. And it's very gentle and it's 30 days. You don't have to do every single day, but it's a very good and inspiring for the new year, I'll say. And you can just create a long watch, maybe watch it and then do it later, do your page later, or even take 2 or 3 months to do them. It's totally up to you. Hello. Joanne Rousseau, hello. Let's see, I'll just glance down here. We've got Sasha. We've got our top fans. Yes, nice to see you. And I must say, this is to all of you who are here, who see the lives later on and can't be here because it's so late. I must thank you for spending time with me and getting to know each other a bit more creatively, and all of that wonderful creative stuff. So, did anyone, so before we move on, I just wanted to just briefly mention, just in a quick outline, what we learned. So we learned about intuitive shapes, intuitive layers, slow collage papers, which I love. I must check that out again because sometimes I don't know about you, maybe it's the busy season. Just going too impulsively, not intuitively, which are two completely different mindsets. So I go more into that. And I'll talk about why I'm taking a break. And of course, I need a break. I really need a reason. Just need a break. So we used art prompts. We discovered patterns or rhythms, fast versus slow. That was a good one. We use ink just to let go and let something guide the way. Transparent papers. And then, of course, I think my favorite was gesso and molding paste, creating texture. And that's a big part of my work right now. So does anyone want to just make a comment? What was what stands out the most from these 22 Create With Me live sessions? I know there was a double one there because of the getting disconnected or whatever the problem was with YouTube or me, who knows? Okay, I'll give you just a little bit. If anyone wants to just, color. Isn't that something, right? So in the course I'm creating, I'm in the middle of it right now, and there's a lot to be said about bright colors, bold colors, but we don't always feel that way or want to go that boldly. So my favorite kind of colors are muted colors. Oh, I love that. That is such a good question. Okay. Let me just finish about color, and then we'll talk about our intuitive listening muscles. So color is, I like to look at color in value. Now, of course, after I've used, the pattern seems to be, after I've used muted tones for a while, I need a break and to go bright and bold like spring colors. But used together enhances the bright and the muted. Muting meaning toning it down, adding the opposite color, say orange to blue, adding black, adding a neutral. Any way where you're subduing that color and just making it speak more, I would say. And that just takes exploration. Getting a red, a yellow, and a blue, or maybe just a yellow and a blue, or maybe just a warm blue and a cool blue. Monochromatic is a great way to explore. And you have to hang in there because it's like, oh, I'm doing the same colors, but you can if you just slow down, and then not slow down like slow motion and speed, which is partially that, but really notice and pay attention. And that leads us into our intuitive muscles. I think breath has a big part in settling down from here to here, because that's where it is. It's in your heart space. You're in your gut, in your heart space. It's a much lower, and it's all about feeling. And when something feels right, you just know it, right? So, and that just takes practice over time. More regular, shorter is better than fewer, longer, I would have to say. And the busy season, I know, we just can do our best. And maybe it's just, maybe I am working on my larger art journal, and I'll just do a start. Work on it for 10 minutes. It doesn't mean that you have to do a completed page every time you work for 10 minutes. You can just add a color or a layer and then come back to it. So you can just be creating in different parts of your day, but just for 5 or 10 minutes. And that strengthens your intuition. And I've got some notes here that I'm using because I wanted to make sure I covered everything. Did I answer those questions clearly enough? Intuition is not busy. Let's talk about, and because with my students, as I used to be a teacher, the best way is to identify something that it is not. So it is not hurrying. It is not fast. It is not rushed. It is not anxious. It is not thought. It is not impulse. It's everything, it's the opposite. Yes, it is a hard thing to teach, but I'm tackling that right now. In my new course that's going to be coming out in 2026, that is, say, the backbone of, it's called Inner Rhythm. So I didn't want to mention the name of the course until I'm a lot closer, but we have, and it's very, very in-depth in that it's not about technique. Let's just say it's all about process. And just keep following your process. Yes. Yes. Oh, hi, Maggie from Boston. And yes, anxiety. Breath again. Slowing down. Hi. Slowing down enough to just, it's all up here in your shoulders. I'm reading a book about anxiety. I've got a lot of books. I do a lot of, I'm very introspective, self-reflection. Probably too much, as I'm an overthinker, but I'm working on that. And that's all part of anxiety as well. But, you know, I'm not trained in all this. But neuroscience really has the evidence, has the data that proves creating art is very meditative. It's your brain does different things, and it's in the areas of the brain, what it does to your neurons, and all of these things when you're creating. It's like meditation. And your breath work is, I would say, pretty connected to your nervous system. So that's all I'm going to say about science, but I love it. This is a topic that I could have discussions over. But we're doing the right thing, everyone. Creating art and doing it every day. So it'll just come. I'm just reading some more down here. Yes, Lexus, hello. And don't worry, everybody, because, you know, it's just, it's late, and it's been a great time. I hope you've enjoyed all the different little tastes that I've introduced during Create With Me. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great challenge as well, and I'm always up for a new challenge. In the technical side, live is so much different than recording and editing and adding music, which is my favorite thing. That's my other favorite thing. I love making videos. Good. I'm so glad. Joanne. Yes. And isn't it great to have a community? So, if you are not, I'm just going to move, if you're, just say this now, if you are not on my email list, please do so and hop on. That would be the Letters from the Studio. And I will check. I think I mentioned all of my links, but I don't know if I put the links in. So right after I finish, I will go to this video and make sure they're there. But if they're not, just go to any other previous Create With Me video links, and everything should be there. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Yes. So in the new year, from my 5-day free course, there is a Facebook group. It is still there. And I must apologize for not showing up. I know I've been posting and doing all sorts of things, but I want to be more there. So that's where I plan to start doing some Zoom lives with the link. And if you sign up for the Create With Me, you'll be on my mailing list. If you do Letters from the Studio, you'll be on my mailing list. And I'll probably, I don't want to do another separate sign up. If everyone just goes to the Letters from the Studio or the newsletter, it's sort of an ordinary newsletter and then a fancier one I do a couple of times a month. But that's the one if you want new information whenever new offerings or things that are coming out. And that would be for the new year. Okay. Okay. So I think we've covered any questions. Anyone have any comments? Anyone have a favorite episode or something? And I will keep a note on the intuition. And the course I'm creating is, yes, it'll answer that. Has everyone here explored or signed up for the 5-day free course, which is called Intuitive Layers, Inner Exploration? So everything I do intuition is an amazing thing. If you haven't, check out, sign up for it. You have to make sure to get that first email that you respond to it, and then every 24 hours, the next lesson comes. Okay. Yes, so the Facebook group, I plan, and I think twice a month is just perfect. It's not too much. Once wouldn't be long enough. And we'll have maybe some themes, what we're doing, all intuitively connected, of course. And I know that word has been thrown around a lot, but I think people are finally discovering the importance of that. And signing up. Okay. Well, I'm going to take us through. Oh, thank you very much. That's one thing I've learned. And I notice everyone's in such a rush when they're speaking. Even experienced artists, speakers, space. And this really refers to our art journal page. If there's no space to rest, the eyes, our ears, so we can process, it's all the same. It's all connected. I wanted to take us through some of the collage papers for the draw. And of course, no one's going away empty-handed. If you're signed up for the Create With Me email list, I will be sending in the next email one of these. I'm having trouble deciding. So maybe you could help me decide. There's this one. Possibly this one. But I think, you know what I think the one, and it won't be the same because it'll just be an image, but the one that we did the texture on, the writing. I'm moving it around so you can see all the shiny bits. Yeah, I think that'll be the one. And you can tear it up, use parts of it, save it, do whatever you like. So I think it's the last one that'll come in your email. So in the collage draw, I've added, I didn't use black. I'm including these 3 little bits of, what was it? Molding paste texture on deli wrap. You know how the background really melted? The third one. Yes, I thought so too. So that's the one we'll use. Everybody give me a thumbs up if you say the third one. Oh yes, we were talking about space, talking slowly, resting, and this is all so serendipitous because that's what I'm learning to do with myself, with my life, living creatively, with my art. And I'm on the verge of discovering this, let's say, first abstract series or my true marks. I'm getting there, but I know there's more that haven't come up to the surface yet. So we have to keep digging deeper. Here are all the collage papers we made over the episodes, the live episodes. So, I threw in a few. This one I love. Okay, I have to throw this in, right? This is the dyed bamboo paper with that same, see, this is the same stencil, but see when you echo that somewhere on a piece, and you might only need a little piece of it. And I really was disappointed because I really wanted to do that journal as one of the prizes. But the mailing system, of course, has changed. And so we'll use this. I'll just flash them across. Definitely another strip of this again with the inks. Maybe even go colorful. This was China marker and ink, some transparent papers. So you'll get quite a dense envelope of papers. Some gold tissue paper. Some more. This is tracing paper. Or, see, I go by the feel. I don't write the name of it, and I have so much now it's ridiculous. That could be the tissue paper, not sure. And then of course the cedar on the jelly plate. Oh yes, multi-layered collage papers with at least 4 or 5 layers on that. So just a section. And believe me, I have papers that are still around that I've used them a lot, but they last. They really go a long way, depending on your style, of course. And of course, one of our favorites of our multi-layered collage paper. So if you want to or like any of these papers, make sure to go back in the video. So they're titled, it'll say something about collage papers in the Create With Me playlist. And you'll review the sequence of layers again. Of course, it's never going to turn out the same, but at least you get the gist of it. I love that one. Now, I can't put everything in a legal size envelope, but I'll try. Some contrast. You need some contrast. Remember the string on the jelly plate? So, and it goes on and on. So that was just for our little series of Create With Me. So I categorize everything. I write on them, put them in a clip, store them away. And anything I'm not working on, I try to put away because I cannot stand clutter. I can't create in clutter. How about you? Oh, isn't the cedar like natural objects, using them directly on the jelly plate? Now that winter's set in, so I've missed that boat. But I still have cedar trees and they're still moist enough. So I'll do some more with that and try to experiment with different colors. So really explore and really take some time For example, speaking of the anxiety or just trying to relieve the stress, there's a lot of videos out there, besides me, of course, but come on back. And just using your breath, it's part of, it's a Japanese technique. One breath per stroke, per mark. And you take you breathe in and breathe out. Now, I also do yoga and meditation. I don't do it always before I work. It's just part of my day. And that also helps a lot. Oh, this is great. Organized tips. Okay, now what can you see here? So there's my other table behind me. That's my very large table. You can see my inspiration wall. That's all of my course over there. That's where I'm making my course. Everything to do with my course is behind me, and this in front of me is my art journaling station. Some artists, and I like what they do, they don't let papers go past a certain amount, and you need to go through them. But what I've done is used Ziploc bags, the large ones, and you can sort them any way you want and write on. You can go by color, you can go by transparent, and I have basic ones, orange, blue, black and white, neutral, and then I'll have a whole bunch of transparent papers, and they're just in the Ziploc. They're lying there all together, and you can go through them very quickly and find what you need. And they're out of the way and only bring out what you're working on. And there's some, I don't know about you, but there's some art studios on YouTube that, like, I don't even know how they can even create in there. Not to put down everybody's, everybody has their own muse, right? But yeah, being organized does help. It helps get rid of the stress. You can breathe. You need space. At least that's how I work. Oh, yes, and I do have an all mixed. I have 2 bins. I have bins of my scraps right over there, and I have this little one. Now I put those in. They shouldn't be in there. Everything to do with scraps that are precious, like this one, piece of text. Anything that's smaller than a 3x3 goes in here. And scraps, I like to use my scraps in the very early layers because I like that texture, and it builds up on the layers, which is really cool. Okay, let's see what else we need to go through. How are we doing? Oh, we've been 30 minutes already. I was wondering how long this one would last or take. So when you're grabbing, before you go and grab a piece of collage, remember to pause. This is the thing that I've been practicing. So you're not just impulsive, pasting stuff on, doing it just because, and then your work gets overcrowded and busy. There's no rest. There's no subtlety. Very important. There's no spaces. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then you've seen me on my videos where I take a piece and I hold it and I wait for that yes. That's your intuition. Of course, it's knowledge that you've built up in your schema. But it's all together. It's all your everything you've learned up to that point. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Pausing, breathing, and then make your decision. It might need a piece, it might not. Yes, and that's why I keep them separate, because they can disappear. But when you're looking in a little bin of these, and I like that it's clear because I can see, from the side. Oh yeah, there's that piece of turquoise down at the bottom, which I just love. This little piece is amazing. I even keep tiny little circles, and I'm a big person with text. I love the strips of text. Sometimes I like what the words say, sometimes it doesn't matter what they say, but it just, it all depends. A little piece of transparent with the Sakura Tempera paint sticks on there. And then this piece of texture with the molding paste, I won't use like a big square like this. And you might want to just tear it and just use a little section, depending on, of course, the scale of your piece that you're working on. Okay. Well, I think it's almost giveaway time, but I am here to answer any other questions. Oh, very good. Yeah, and if anyone else has any ideas on how you organize and sort your papers, I know some people use filing cabinets. I've just used the 3 plastic drawers that go under the folding tables. They fit, and they can't handle a lot of weight like books, but they're great for paper. And that's all I'm trying to have. Now, my books, that is another story. So I'm not buying any more books because then they really take up a lot of room. But I love old books and old text pages. But I have a ton to use, so I'm good. So if anyone has any ideas, please share in the group. Oh yes, shoe boxes are great. Yes. What are those drawer? Is that the plastic ones that I'm referring to? Solastic drawer system? Now, of course, we could go shop at IKEA, which would be wonderful. I don't look forward to putting together furniture, though. Shelving I can handle. And just shelving, putting things away. Yes, okay, no, don't apologize. I just didn't know there was another name for those. Yes, and they sort of get stuck every once in a while. Yeah, there's got to be a better way, right? Oh, I've in my Pinterest, if you follow me on Pinterest, I have all sorts of categories. I've got the art studio categories, and patterns, color palettes, all sorts of things there. So if you want to check that out, I know I've not left my link to Pinterest because there's so many other links to leave, right? Oh, yes. And you could, here's an idea, all those little pieces, scale down to a 6x6 square or 5x7 and use them on your collage pages. And you can use the grid. You can start tight and then let the space grow. You can go by color. Oh, there's so many ways to just have fun. And sometimes we just want to have fun with our art journaling pages, right? Yes, the large accordion files. I have some in my cupboard that I might use. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Any other questions or comments for tonight before I draw the name? Now, remember that you have to be, one of the rules is to be able to reply to me within 48 hours in an email or the Create With Me link. Just respond. And then I need your email address so I can mail you the collage papers. Yes, there's so much. And I love the accordion art journaling books that you can make. Oh, I have some that I've started, but I have other major projects that I'm working on that have to be done first. And of course, my own art that is evolving constantly. So this has been very fun. I think we have everyone from Boston to maybe England to, any California, oh yeah, there was some Mexico. There was, yeah. So just make sure you're signed up so you get any new info for the new year. Okay, I think it's time. I've got everybody's name up to last week. This is the last one, so I'm going to really stir them up. Quebec City, yes. All right. Tatiana M7442. You are the second winner of the other set of collage papers. Tatiana M7442. All right. So contact me, email me so I can get your email address and send you the collage papers. So this has been, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it has been great. I really love creating a community. And I think if you come with me, so come with me to the Inner Rhythm Facebook group. It is the Facebook group that belongs to the 5-day free course. And we'll meet there. And in the new year, go from there, and we'll be able to, with Zoom, of course, have a lot more going on. Yes, lucky Tatiana. That's right. And don't forget, I'm in the next email, which will come out tomorrow. If you're signed up, I will send you a really nice, the clearest, the best image I can get of that journal page. So that should be good. Any last minute comments before we go, before we sign off? Wishing everyone oh, okay. That's too bad. I'm just using Facebook for privacy so we can have some Zoom meetings. So we'll just have to go from there. Yes, Merry Christmas to all of you and have a wonderful new year. Happy, healthy, safe, wealthy 2026. All right. So signing off, and I know Tatiana will get in touch with me. So there you go. And see you in the new year. You are welcome, Joanne. You're welcome, Maggie. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. Yes, Merry Christmas, Lexus. See you soon. See you in the new year.